Arvind Kejriwal will be skipping the Enforcement Directorate summon today, and that while he will go and likely go to the Rajghat to meditate for a few minutes at about 10:30 a.m. But while he's yet to receive, and ED has not received an official letter if Arvind Kejriwal decides not to go and skips, because he can always say that this was primarily about because he was heading for elections and that he's deliberately being stopped. But now, according to the information coming in, ED yet to receive official letter from Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal is likely, according to our information coming in, could possibly skip the summons and may not appear. Munish Pandey joins me on the latest on this. Munish, it's a big day for the Aam Aadmi Party. On one hand, Arvind Kejriwal likely to go to the summon or not. Tell us about that. And secondly, another search and raid happening at a Delhi Government Minister Rajkumar Anand's residence.
Well, Pooja, as far as our sources are concerned, what they are claiming that Arvind Kejriwal won't be appearing today, that is the ED summons, and he may ask for more time. An official letter is yet to be received by the Enforcement Directorate officials, but we have been given to understand is that Arvind Kejriwal won't be appearing today. Now, as far as ED is concerned, they will be waiting for the official letter, and once they have received the official letter, they will decide whether to summon Arvind Kejriwal next, because they have to go through the reasoning also. If Arvind Kejriwal is not appearing today, then he has to give the reasons that why he can't appear, whether he has a personal engagements, whether he is approaching court, because remember, in his letter or the information which you have got from the CM office is that they are calling ED's summon illegal, which means that their next strategy would be to move the court, because as far as our standing is concerned, Arvind Kejriwal wants to buy some more time, at least till the time the elections in 5 states are not over. And to buy more time, the only strategy is to go to the court, because remember, even if we ask ED for more time, it will be ED's right to give him more time, the number of days what he wants, or whether the next day or in next 2-3 days ED can call him again. So this is going to be extremely important as far as ED and Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal is concerned. Apart from that, remember, news is tightening around not only Arvind Kejriwal but many Aam Aadmi Party leaders. We have seen in past that Vijay Nair was arrested in excise policy case. In the same case, then Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia was arrested. Later on, we saw that Sanjay Singh was arrested, and there are at least 4 to 5 big leaders of Aam Aadmi Party who are still under scanner of ED in the excise policy case. Earlier we saw that Satyendra Jain was arrested by the Enforcement Directorate. Now another Delhi minister, Rajkumar Anand, is being raided by the Enforcement Directorate in a separate case, and what we have been given to understand is that based on a case which was lodged by DRI, in which there is a suspicion that Mr. Rajkumar Anand was involved in Hawala transactions, ED lodged a money laundering case, and almost a dozen places linked to Rajkumar Rao and Rajkumar Anand and other accused in the case, they are conducting searches. So at least dozen of Aam Aadmi Party leaders at this point of time being investigated by the Enforcement Directorate, and this is a huge setback for Arvind Kejriwal, and that is why I think Arvind Kejriwal also wants to buy more time, because the party is at the lowest. The party needs Arvind Kejriwal, and he has to strategize that what should be the next future course of action as far as reviving the party is concerned, maintaining the image of that anti-corruption movement because of which the party came into existence. They have to maintain that image also.
Munish, what is the procedure today? If Arvind Kejriwal goes, will it or could it possibly lead to an immediate arrest? Or could it be just about getting a statement from the national convener of AAP or as a chief minister and about his alleged involvement? Because how did Arvind Kejriwal get included into what was initially was about Manish Sisodia and about Sanjay Singh's involvement in the liquor policy scam controversy? How did Arvind Kejriwal get dragged into it, and could it mean trouble of an arrest on him?
Well, Pooja, there are two parts. One is why Arvind Kejriwal was summoned. Remember, in earlier charge sheet, the Enforcement Directorate had alleged that Arvind Kejriwal spoke to one of the accused over a phone call, Samir Mahendru, And in that phone call, he said that Vijay Nair is my boy, you can trust him. Why Vijay Nair is important? Because Vijay Nair is the first one from Aam Aadmi Party who was arrested by the Central Bureau of Investigation, and he allegedly received advance kickbacks of more than 100 crore from South Cartel. Samir Mahendru, the person who Arvind Kejriwal spoke to allegedly, is the one who owns Indospirit. He is an accused in the case, and he was also acting as a mediator in bringing a favorable policy for the liquor businessman in the national capital. The second allegation is that there was a physical meeting between Bagunta Reddy and Andhra Pradesh MP and Arvind Kejriwal, where Arvind Kejriwal welcomed him to do business in the national capital under the new excise policy. So these are two main allegations which ED has mentioned in the charge sheet, which is, we can say, in a public domain. Now, what is going to be important if Arvind Kejriwal skips the summons? First of all, it is Arvind Kejriwal's legal right. He can skip the summons, at least 3 summons he can skip. He have to give reasons to the Enforcement Directorate, saying that because of this reason, he cannot appear before the agency. He can ask for more time, but it will be ED's right to grant him that number of days or not if they want to, because the procedure is, if today ED receives the letter, within few hours they can again summon Arvind Kejriwal. So the strategy of Arvind Kejriwal to skip the summon is not going to give him more times, because if ED wants to complete the investigation, they want to record Arvind Kejriwal's statement, they can call him any given point of time. The only way Arvind Kejriwal can buy some more time if he challenges the ED's summon before the court, because we have seen in past cases, including in the case of Abhishek Banerjee, that when his summon was challenged before the court, at least he got 2-3 months. In this case also, if Arvind Kejriwal approaches the lower court, high court and later Supreme Court, then he can buy at least 2-3 months in that scenario. But as far as ED is concerned, I have spoken to many sources within the Enforcement Directorate, and they are in no mood to grant more time to Arvind Kejriwal, the Chief Minister of National Capital. Pooja.
So Munish, most likely as it appears, he's going to go to Rajghat but not go to ED. What are the possibilities on that? What if he does not go to and attend the summons of the ED? What happens next? Does he have to inform the Enforcement Directorate beforehand? Will he have to ensure a date is given for the next date? Could it mean more trouble for Arvind Kejriwal in this case?
Well, Pooja, as I said, it is legal right of Arvind Kejriwal to skip the summons, but he has to give reasons. The official procedure is the lawyer or Arvind Kejriwal himself has to write an email or a letter to Enforcement Directorate officers saying that due to this reason, he cannot appear before them today. And later he can, in the same letter, he can ask for more time to appear before the agency. The number of days are not defined under Prevention of Money Laundering Act. He can ask for a day extension, or he can ask even for months. But again, it will be ED's complete right. ED will be within their right to summon Arvind Kejriwal again. Now, the next date can be tomorrow, it can be after a week, or it can be after a month also. It will be ED's decisions completely. But why ED doesn't want to give time to Arvind Kejriwal? I spoke to my sources within the agency, and what they are claiming that recently Supreme Court has given the direction to Enforcement Directorate, asking them to initiate trial, start the trial in this case within 3 months. And they can start the trial within 3 months only if they have completed almost the entire investigation. And during the investigation, Arvind Kejriwal's statement is going to be extremely important. Remember, Pooja, earlier even CBI recorded statement of Arvind Kejriwal when Manish Sisodia was arrested. In this case, the ED is saying that it is important, it is utmost important for them to record statement of Arvind Kejriwal, and that is why they have called him for questioning. Whether Arvind Kejriwal will be arrested in this case or not, that is something ED will disclose only once he appears before the agency.